being Palestinian and living in New Orleans is such a mind fuck because it's essentially Israel. Like, they orchestrated, in this case, a natural disaster, in our case, a fake war, to push people off of their land and out of their homes so that other people could come and live there. And they like cosplay the culture of the place, and they make it their own. And then generations later, they could even say that they're the originals. So anyways, I saw a comment on a Facebook event invite of some like Katrina parade. It was like a parade to commemorate Hurricane Katrina, and somebody's comment was like, "Don't be fooled into celebrating this genocide." And I was like, yes sir. I love that so much because I felt so validated by that comment, where he was pointing out that they were not commemorating a tragedy in a way that is like sorrowful or respectful. They were celebrating the spoils of their war. And that's what I think a lot of people don't understand when it comes to things like fighting for critical race theory to be taught in schools and things like that, is like you're essentially fighting for the privilege and the ability to promote their spoils of their war. Anything teaching, do you know how all right, do you know how many people get paid from teaching about these things that happened? And they're coming to it from a perspective of like justice and peace and even revolution, like wanting to educate people about things that had happened. But unfortunately, it's a death cult celebration. They like to talk about what they've done and count the deaths, unless there's a war on the public. Oh, she must have found some. What is that? Come on, she's rolling in something. She must have found something that stinks, like a dead rat or something. Come on, my girl, get out of there. Come on. So, anyways, you guys, it's such a fucking mindfuck being Palestinian living in New Orleans. As I was saying, I feel like this land is, it is a portal to other places, so you can travel, spirits can travel, but it has so much connection with the quote-unquote Middle East. So right now there's a lot that's coming to disclosure about like the truth about Pangea, the continents, the truth about Africa, the truth about the Americas, because it's actually all reversed. And energy workers know this, and spiritual workers, and a lot of people know this. Where did these flowers come from? I thought they were lilacs. I didn't see them anywhere. Where did they come from? Did somebody bring these over here? So there's this certain lie that has to get told about African slavery for every book that's published, for every like institution that's funded. For some reason, I don't know exactly why, because I'm not saying that this is like the stupidest shit in the world. No, nobody's saying that slavery didn't happen. It happened, just the scope, the spread, the significance is not what it's said. It's actually much more widespread throughout all of time. But it's just so weird how like this is like a cloud of confusion, or like a cloud of suspicion over it, to where you're not supposed to be able to look too deep or talk too much. Anything like that elicits like an immediate, extremely emotional response is going to do that. That's why you benefit immensely from taking your emotions out of a lot of things, even if they're very emotional to you, if you have your place to process that. But when it comes to like outside of yourself and outside of your home, doobie. I mean, if you're not me, I'll just process my emotions in front of everybody. I don't care. Just fuck y'all. No offense. Fuck people. But I have a gift for doing that, and everybody's not me, so I just don't want you guys to think, like, don't hurt yourself, you know. Alright, come on, mama. Come on, this way. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. So we're just taking a walk and talk, you guys, because it was some things that was on my mind. I'm tired of getting bashed for being Palestinian when people don't even know that they're doing it. They just, because it's not even, the thing is, you're not supposed to say you're Palestinian. Like, there's certain lineages that you can be from that are hidden. And so even in the case where there's other people that are from those lineages, they still don't like it to hear you talk about it. It can be triggering to them. The things that you're saying can be very triggering to them. Like a lot of the assumptions of like racial camaraderie or ethnic camaraderie, especially for Arab women, is not it's not real. We don't have that. Other Arab women are our enemies more so than our friends. Sorry to say this, you guys, but you know, if anybody wants to say that what I'm saying is not true and that I just don't have friends and people just don't like me, then I bet that would be something that you would want to say, but it's baked into the culture because we're competing for male attention, because that's literally survival. Because how the fuck are you going to survive a war unless some man hopefully takes enough of an interest in you, you're useful enough to him, and he likes you enough for him to fucking take you with him. Hence Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. So we're coming out of this celebration right now, and you guys gotta understand this. This is one of the other reasons why people hate single women so much, because they're threatened by you because it's their survival. They don't want you to take their man, and in the case of the men, they don't want you to mess things up between them and their wench. That's why some men can be such dicks, but some men, like, they have a more peaceful, like, situation, so they're not as much as in survival mode, so they don't have the need to be such dicks. So like, I feel the war on this land. Like, when I go places, I can feel the war on the land. I can feel what's happened. I can perceive of it. I can experience it. I feel ghosts moving through. Like, in Mid-City, when I lived there, I used to take walks at 4 a.m. with my cat, and I would feel, like, hordes of troops marching through. You know, I know those were, maybe not those were battlegrounds. Those were, like, the marching grounds to get to the battlegrounds. I'm not sure. But this is what I be perceiving of. And this is one of the things I like about walking around so much, is you really get the lay of the land of where you're at. Because you can slowly connect with it versus driving. I like driving too. I just don't ever do it. Because one of the things about breaking generational curses, like, you have to be safe and careful. And depending on what you're doing, there's certain prohibitions to where you just don't observe. You just don't do certain things because they're not safe for you or they're not beneficial for you. What is this? The abolitionist sanctuary? Abolition for the people? Are you serious? I didn't know this was here. How come I lived down the street from here since 2022? I didn't know this was here. Can you imagine the topic of this video, though, now that I'm coming across this place? Like, do you see the look on my face? I'm sorry, but it's like, purpose is real and destiny is real. You don't ever know what you're gonna come across. That's why you gotta just move. You gotta keep moving. I want to come back here when they're open. Hashtag grow plants, not prisons. Hashtag imagine a landscape without prisons. I love the movement of abolition because it just encompasses so much of, like, tearing down the system, because the system relies on prisons and prison labor and, like, the income that is generated from the prison system. Oh, this is so beautiful, mashallah. I gonna come back here. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a pond and there's some benches. Here's the thing that it says if you want to screenshot it. And there's a QR code. Coolio. That is so funny. Oh my god, I had to say it like it's so white girl. Okay, I love this. Wow. Yes. So mostly since I've lived in New Orleans, I've lived in the 7th Ward. I've lived in the Bywater / 9th Ward. I've lived in Mid-City. I spent 1 week in Holy Cross. I lived in the French Quarter on Decatur Street. So this is home for me. I'm not going nowhere, you guys. I hope you know that. And when I first moved here, I heard a lot. Wait, Sunshine, let me get that leash. Here, mommy. Good girl. I gotta get her a leash. Give me that. I heard a lot of stuff of, oops. Stay with me. Stay with me. I'm going that way. Whoa. Wait, get out of that water. Come on. Okay. So, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna ask this lady, so I'm gonna finish this video here. Peace. Like, share, subscribe, say mashallah, tell a friend to tell a friend, and stay tuned. Peace, see you later. Masalama.